champion Warhawks of Wisconsin-Whitewater find themselves one step away from yet another finals. To repeat, they must first face the Wildcats of Linfield College in a high-powered offense with a stingy defense. It's the Division III semifinals next. The NCAA Division III football playoffs presented by Northwestern Mutual. We come to you today from Perkins Stadium in Whitewater, Wisconsin, where Linfield tries to take down UW-Whitewater. A look at the playoff brackets and the final four teams in Division III. A trip to the Stag Bowl on the line between Linfield and Whitewater here. Wesley also playing Mount Union. Alongside Forrest Connolly, I'm Wayne Randazzo. And Forrest, big one here for both of these teams with a trip to the Stag Bowl on the line. Certainly Whitewater's been there before.
Well, you talk about a team that's been there before. They want to end on a good note for their coach that'll be moving along to Buffalo. And for Linfield, they want to finally get over that hurdle, which is Whitewater, which has knocked them out the playoffs the last 3 times they've been here. Absolutely,
and 2 great quarterbacks here today that will try to move on. Matt Barrett, the senior for the Warhawks.
Well, Matt Barrett, he makes bad plays into good plays with his playmaking ability. He gets the ball down the field, and he does not make many mistakes. Only 5 INTs this season.
On the other side for Linfield, Sam Riddle, just a sophomore, his first year as a starter, but he's established himself as a guy who can do it all.
Well, he's a dual-threat quarterback, and when you talk about dual-threat guys, you talk about quarterbacks that can run for first downs, you talk about quarterbacks that can run for touchdowns. He runs for touchdowns when he touches the ball and runs.
Let's take a look at the Northwestern Mutual planning for success for us as we see how these two teams try to win this one.
Well, to be successful, these teams have to go into this ball game with a plan. If you're Linfield, you want to establish the running game and you want to pressure Barrett. If you're Whitewater, you want to control the line of scrimmage and you want to make Riddle one-dimensional. You cannot allow him to establish a running game. You want to make him throw the football to beat you.
Kind of a gloomy day here in Whitewater. A lot of fog in the area. Temperature is actually pretty warm for this area at this time of the year at 43 degrees, and the winds fairly mild here today in Wisconsin. Cloudy and foggy, but otherwise pretty fair conditions for us. It could very well be 10 degrees here at Whitewater, but pretty lucky to be 40 or so.
But I don't think any of these teams care what the weather is. You've got a Whitewater team that wants to continue traditional winning, which is what they've done. And you've got a Linfield team that wants to get over that hump, and they get to come back to the place where they ended their season last season to try and get to where they want to get to, which is a championship ball game.
Should be a great one here today as we take a look at Justin Howard, who will be the return man for UW-Whitewater. On this opening kickoff this afternoon, it will be Linfield to kick things away. You mentioned the established tradition of UW-Whitewater. They had a graduation actually earlier today for the fall semester, and they're trying to get back to Salem for the 9th time in 10 years. A swan song for Lance Leipold, who will be taking over the Buffalo job next season, bringing some of the assistant coaches as well, including both the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator over to Buffalo.
Well, it's got to be mixed emotions. You know, he wants to get to Buffalo to start that process, but he wants to finish strong here at a program that he's built into a powerhouse.
Gaiman Conley will kick it away for Linfield. Semifinal Saturday underway here in Whitewater as the Warhawks take it from the goal line, and it's dropped there on the ground by Ricky Finko, but he was down at first. So Finko out of bounds near the 15-yard line. That's where UW-Whitewater will begin things on offense with their senior quarterback Matt Barron from Westchester, Illinois. In the Chicago suburbs, went to Nazareth Academy, and this year the WEAC Offensive Player of the Year. Barron 345 yards, 4 touchdowns last week against Wartburg, but for us it was a big fourth quarter that really got them going.
Well, they outscored Wartburg by 21 points in the fourth quarter to win that ball game, and Coach Leipold talked about the resilience in his ball club.
Whitewater will start with a pass off play action and a completion to Jake Kumaro, who is cut down near the out-of-bounds marker at the 32-yard line. Kumaro, one of our impact players today.
Well, Kumaro, the Illini transfer, 6'5". He's a matchup nightmare, and he's got the speed to get over the top. And when you look at Alex Hoff, he's quick, he's explosive, he's an edge rusher, and you may have to commit to blocking him with 2 players. So you have to watch him and see if he's able to make an impact.
First run play goes to Dennis Moore. He gets to the 35. Moore had a big impact against Wartburg last week. A 57-yard touchdown run when it looked like UW-Whitewater was going to be finished off by Wartburg. They had a huge fourth-quarter comeback last week, and it was Moore who started that for the Warhawks.
And what makes them dangerous is they have 4 backs, and whichever one is hot is the one that we'll see the most of this afternoon. Right
now, Dennis Moore getting the first couple of carries. He's dragged down to the ground there by Curtis Terry. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 for UW-Whitewater. Usually pretty good on 3rd downs, 44% for the season. But Linfield just 28% holding their opponents down on 3rd downs this season. Whitewater trying to shake things up at the line. They spread it out here with 4 receivers. 4 down linemen for Linfield. And time for Barron as he fires a strike and a first down to Kumaro. Nearing midfield as UW-Whitewater sticks to what works and a high completion percentage this year for Barron when he's looking for the senior Jay Kumaro.
And you said it best. They went 4 wides, and you saw what Kumaro did. He found a hole and sat down and made himself big.
Run it on first down. Dennis Moore with his 3rd carry across midfield. Jeremy Gerard takes him down at the 48 of Linfield. A real challenge here for the Linfield defense to stop Matt Barrett, but if they're going to run the football this well, that line pressure that we talked about will be favored toward UW-Whitewater.
Well, when you spread them out, you now have more defensive backs on the field, and you leave a lot of openings for seams for running backs to run through.
Play action, and Barrett's going to toss it deep, looking for Kumaro. It's out of bounds. It will be 3rd down after UW-Whitewater takes a chance downfield for the first time.
And I think when that play, Barrett did not set his feet. He threw the ball prematurely.
Matt Barron has 11 touchdown passes already in this postseason. He had 4 last week. See Whitewater's success on 3rd down conversions this year. They need 5 here, just 3-man rush. Barron's going to step up, looks to take off, and he gets smacked in the middle. Jeremy Gerard was the first to hit him. Seemed like Barron gave up on the pass a little too quickly.
Well, I think Barron was looking for Kumaro on that play, but the safety cheated over the top of Kumaro, which did not give him a place to throw the football. And we talk about making smart decisions. He did not try and force it. A lot of times coaches tell players, if it's not there, throw it away. We don't want to give them an easy turnover in a short field.
So now the punting unit comes out for UW-Whitewater. Lake Bashar will kick it away. Kennedy Johnson back deep for Linfield. Bashar has 16 punts inside the 20 this year. This one right on the border as Johnson makes the fair catch on the 20-yard line. So good start for the Linfield defense. We'll meet their offense coming up next. The NCAA Football Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual back at Perkins Stadium in Whitewater. No score between Linfield and UW-Whitewater. The Warhawks perfect 13-0, the defending champions. It's a Linfield team that wants to knock them out. After being knocked out by them 3 times in the past, including last year. First play for the Linfield offense, and they'll run the football. They'll do that quite a bit. Spencer Payne's bottled up, though. Maybe a yard, that's it, to bring up 2nd down. A look at Sam Riddle, the sophomore. Only played in 2 games last season. He's been asked to lead the offense this year. He's done a great job.
Well, he makes good decisions, and he knows when to tuck the ball and run it, and that's what makes him dangerous, and that'll set up the play-action pass. So Whitewater has to be very careful with their safeties and their linebackers not to get caught looking in the backfield.
5 touchdown passes in the quarterfinal win last week for Linfield. Riddle's also their leading rusher. Passing here, though, and he gets it over the middle, close to a first down to Eric Douglas. Gain of about 9 as Justin Dishler made the tackle. We meet the impact players from the Linfield offense. and the Whitewater defense?
Well, for Linfield, Charlie Poppin, he leads the team in receptions and yards, and he knows how to find holes in the zone, and he has great body control. And Brady Grayvold for Whitewater, he's their best cover corner with 7 INTs, and you'll see him a lot in man coverage on the outside when they bring the blitz.
Grayvold's an All-American, and a first down here for Spencer Payne as he gets to the 33. Finally wrestled down at the end of the play by Zach Nellis. But a first down for Linfield.
I mean, look at this Linfield offense. They have 3 backs that they'll use, and Spencer Payne is the most durable of all of those guys. He does kind of everything good as opposed to one thing.
Run the football here with Payne again, trying to turn the corner, and he does. Payne gets through, and a first down, but he fumbled near the end of the play. A pile up at the 47, and we'll see if it's Whitewater football. Spencer Payne at the end of the play coughed it up, but it looks like he has recovered his own fumble with 5 black jerseys in the area. Great job by Payne to get back on it.
Well, it was a great job by Payne getting around the corner, but a better job by Brady Grayvold. We just talked about him as an impact player, getting his hand in there and ripping that ball out. But what you saw from Payne,
covered the ball.
you saw patience.
Holding number 17 on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And maybe that's why he was able to get around the edge, because of holding. But there was great patience by Payne to wait till the hole opened up, to turn it up north and south. But a better job by Brady Grayvold of ripping that ball out. And you know Payne will now be more cautious carrying that football.
Levi Altringer, the tight end, was called for that hold. Could have been a nice gain for Payne. Instead goes backward. Now first and 20 for Linfield. Time for Riddle to throw. And Riddle now in trouble as he goes down back at the 20-yard line. Some late pressure. And Michael Bratchett with the sack.
That was a great job by the defensive ends closing the pocket down. When you look at the offensive tackles, their job is to maintain the width of the pocket and the guards to maintain the depth. And you saw the tackles give a short corner. He had nowhere to go with the football. He tried to step up, but they closed the hold on him.
Bratchett now has 7.5 sacks on the season. Second down and 23. A holding penalty, a sack, pushing back the Wildcats. Now Riddle's going to take off on the quarterback draw. Another flag comes in. Riddle goes down. Got maybe a yard. Paul Foster with the tackle. Looks like it might be another holding.
And right now, Whitewater's winning the battle in the trenches.
Holding 62 on the offense. Penalty decline. Result of the play is 3rd down.
Because of the short gain, Whitewater electing to decline the penalty. So it'll be 3rd and very long. Eric Patasi getting called for that hold.
And he's playing with the cast, so that may be difficult for him to try and maintain blocks when you've got a club on your hand. You can't get a hold of those guys, so he's probably trying to do the best that he can to adjust, because they're bringing pressure right in his face.
Linfield 51% this year on 3rd down. That's a long one here. Trying to draw Whitewater off sides and get at least a few yards that way. They're going to run it. Spencer Payne taking off. And Payne runs into a pile near the 30-yard line, brought down at the 29. That will do it for this drive from Linfield. Matt Seitz in there on the tackle. Ryan Winsky as well. And Linfield will have to punt.
Well, that's a safe play. You've got 8 back in coverage. They only rushed 3. I don't think they thought they were going to get the first down. They just want to get some positive yards and give the punter some more room to punt the football.
Kevin McLean will do the honors for Linfield. Justin Howard back deep for Whitewater. Spiraling kick that angles toward the sideline. And a fair catch is made at the 31-yard line by Ryan Storto. Both teams with their defense starting off early and no score in Whitewater. No score here in Whitewater. Joseph Smith is the head coach of Linfield. He's up in the booth. He does not go down on the field. Can't think of too many head coaches who've done that. Joe Paterno did because of his age. As you can see there, Coach Smith, pretty young guy.
Yeah, but you know what? He gets a bird's eye view, and he wants to see everything that's going on the field.
Matt Barron tossing one toward the sideline and making the leaping grab at the 46-yard line. A great catch made by Justin Howard.
And that was a great job turning Kennedy Johnson around. Barrett kind of hung that ball up there, but because Kennedy Johnson got turned around, the receiver had time to make an adjustment on the football.
The pistol here on first down. Run it straight up the edge with Jordan Ratliff. He's gobbled up at the 40, a gain of 5 for Ratliff. First carry of the day for him. He's the second leading rusher on the team behind Dennis Moore. We saw Moore earlier. Ratliff had 3 touchdowns in the opening game of the playoffs against McAllister. And you see Lance Leipold, and it was either his last game or his second to last game at Whitewater.
So Monday is on 1.
UW Whitewater trying to get back to the Stag Bowl, looking to make their 9th appearance in 10 years in Salem. All of them will be against Mount Union if Mount Union wins in their semifinal. Barron on the fake as he takes off up the middle. To the 36 goes Barron, a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 1. The last time somebody other than Mount Union or UW Whitewater won the D3 title, it was Linfield in 2004.
And that's interesting. You've got perennial powerhouse teams in the Division III playoffs. So you've got familiarity with guys that are playing, but you've got teams that want to get across the threshold. You talk about a Linfield ball club, they want to get back to where they were. And what better team to do it against than the team that's knocked you out?
Whistle comes in here before the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. Linfield has been in the playoffs. This is their 6th consecutive season in the playoffs. Looks like this penalty might be against Linfield.
Substitution infraction on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Resulted in play is first down.
I think the Warhawks noticed that and they rushed to the line. You see Mount Union today. That's a beatdown on Wesley. 70-21. So Mount Union is in the Stag Bowl again. And if Whitewater wins 9 times out of 10 years, those two teams will have met in the championship. Of course, that's Friday night on ESPNU. Linfield trying to spoil the party for UW Whitewater, and they feel they're very capable of doing that.
Well, I think Mount Union doesn't care who gets there. You look at that score right there. That was pretty much a big-time butt whooping.
Play action and a slant that's too far out in front of Ricky Finko, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. It was similar to the score that Mount Union had last year in the championship game, but reversed. They got beat up by Whitewater 52-14 in last year's Stag Bowl. It's Leipold trying to leave a champion before he takes off for Buffalo. Howard goes in motion on 2nd down. Run play that gets eaten up in the backfield. Jordan Ratliff had nowhere to go. He was interrupted by Mark Randall.
And what Whitewater's doing, they put Howard in motion because they want to see what type of defense that Linfield is playing. When they saw no one went in motion with them, it was a zone defense that maybe should have been a play where Matt Barron, audible out of and tried to find something different because they had too many defenders over there to block for the play that they ran.
These two teams both average well above 40 points per game, but they also give up less than 13 points per game. So what we'll give today so far, it's been the defenses that have survived. 3rd and 12. Barrett with time, fires to the middle, knocked away. Great effort over the middle of the field by the safety Mikey Arkins. First team All-Northwest Conference getting his hand on it.
And Arkins did a great job of getting his hand in there right when the ball arrived. One thing I'm noticing early, Linfield is not going to allow Jake Kumaro to beat them over the top. They are continuing to shade that safety over. So what that is going to do is leave the middle of the field open. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments Whitewater makes because of what they're doing defensively.
Too far to kick a field goal here. Will Myers' longest is 38 this season. This will be in the neighborhood of 50, so they'll have to punt. Lake Bakar back on the field. Are trying to knock Linfield inside the 5. Gets a nice bounce and right on the goal line. It's down by UW-Whitewater. Vince Mason with the grab at the 1. Long field ahead for Linfield. Trying to pull off the road upset in this semifinal. Back in Whitewater, Perkins Stadium. No scores so far between these two perennial powerhouses at the Division III level. UW-Whitewater trying to get back to the Stag Bowl for the 9th time in 10 seasons. Lance Leipold in what could be his final game before he takes over as the head coach at Buffalo. While Linfield 0-3 in the playoffs against UW-Whitewater, knocked out last year in the quarterfinals. Actually got up to a 7-0 lead in that game, a 17-0 lead in that game. Linfield backed up here, though, from their own 1. Play action. Riddle needs to get rid of it. He's going deep, throwing into traffic, and it's intercepted. Ryan Winsky with the pick after the deflection from Grayvold. And UW-Whitewater gets the first big turnover of this game.
And as you watch, Winsky tracks this football. Riddle did a poor job, put too much air under the football. He eyeballed his receiver the entire way. Winsky did a great job of tracking the ball and locating it on the tip drill, something the defense practices every day.
Grayvold laying that hit on Colin Nelson. It looked like Nelson was going to make the catch, but Grayvold cracked it and the ball came loose. And Ryan Winsky there to clean it up for UW-Whitewater, his 3rd interception this season. He also had one against Linfield last year. They pitch it here on 1st down, and some space in the middle for Dennis Moore. And a 21-yard line, a gain of 11 and a 1st down.
That's a great job by Moore, hitting the hole as soon as he saw the scene. He did not get touched until he got to the 2nd-level defender.
Moore nearing 1,000 yards rushing for the season. He's had back-to-back 100-yard games. First down, they go back to Moore. He shakes a tackle, still up at the 10, and inside the 10, down to the 7. Another 1st down gain for Dennis Moore. He picks up 14.
And that's a great job by number 60, Connor Peters, to left guard. He gets contact, he maintains the hold, and you see Moore, he gets north and south very quickly and keeps his feet moving.
Really protected the football well, too. This offense for Whitewater, very good in the red zone. 1st and goal from the 7. They're looking end zone. Touchdown to Jake Kumaro. Touchdown pass this season, this postseason for Barron. He finds Kumaro for a 13th time.
Easy pitch and catch when you're 6'5" and you've got man coverage. Easy pitch and catch. You've got to do a better job. You cannot let Kumaro get a free release on a short route like that.
Bill Meyer is out for the extra point. Chris Nelson is the holder, and Meyer gives UW-Whitewater a 7-0 lead after a turnover. Ryan Winsky with the interception, and UW-Whitewater cashing in on a short drive.
You see the slant route. Barrett knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football when he saw man coverage on the outside, and that was because of the success running the football on that drive. They had to bring more men up in the box to try and stop the run in the red zone, which gave them man coverage on the outside. And when you've got a dangerous receiver like Jake Kumaro at 6'5", 205 pounds, and you don't get a bump off the line of scrimmage, he's going to use his body to shield the defender, and that was just an easy pitch and catch.
Of course, we've talked about how good these defenses are, but UW-Whitewater doesn't really turn the ball over much, only 9 times this season. That was the 33rd turnover they forced.
When you talk about it, the plus-minus ratio, they do a great job with that. Plus 23 in the turnover margin coming into this ball game. When you talk about turning the ball over and winning ball games, that's what it boils down to with this ball club. That's why they've been so successful.
Lake Picard will kick it off for UW-Whitewater. Spencer Payne is back deep for Linfield. Return coming from the 3-yard line. Tripped up, looked like there might have been a seam. As Brian Castle takes it across the 25-yard line. So now Linfield, after that interception, we haven't seen Sam Riddle really run the ball too much. We know that's a strength for him, but you talked about it earlier, trying to make this team one-dimensional. Maybe they're taking away that run.
Well, you have to wonder now, no pun intended, will that interception riddle coming back out? Now, you know, he has to do a good job of finding his receivers and not eyeballing them, but going through his progressions as well and not allowing the pressure to make him throw it prematurely.
Joseph Smith up in the booth, his 9th year as head coach. He's Linfield through and through. 25 seasons with the school, dating back to his playing days. First down, they'll pass, and they do so effectively over the middle of the field to Colin Nelson. He gets to the 39, but a flag comes in. Dishler there for the tackle.
And I think they've got a hold again in the middle of the line of scrimmage.
That'll be number 3 if it is.
Holding. 61 on the offense. 10 yards in the previous slot. First down.
You have these teams as successful as they are. Jeremy Patrick there, the center, who started every game for the last 3 seasons. You don't expect to see those mistakes.
Well, when you look at this defensive line for Whitewater, they've got over 50 tackles for loss. So they play a lot in the backfield of the opposing team's offense. And I know coming into this ball game, the Linfield offensive line was aware of that, and they want to make sure they maintain their blocks.
First and long after the penalty. Spencer Main has it. And Payne able to just get to the 19. He was knocked over. Good defense. Tim Regan there on the tackle.
Now, this is what Whitewater wants to do. They want to make Linfield play behind the sticks. Now you can worry about stopping the pass. You don't have to worry so much about the running game.
Second down and 16 after that gain of 3. No concern about UW-Whitewater after last week. Only had to squeak one out late against Wartburg. Riddle to pass on second and long. He has time, and he fires complete. Charlie Poppin gets his first catch of the game, and Poppin out to the 40. About 21 there for Linfield.
That was a great job by Riddle. You see him step up in the pocket. They gave him a pocket to step up into. And he finds his receiver. Poppin sits down in the middle of that zone, makes himself big, and gets the first down.
Great year that Charlie Poppin has had. Riddle now fires sideline. Colin Nelson gets a foot inbounds at the 49-yard line of Whitewater. Linfield crosses the 50 for the first time today. Move the chains again for a second straight play. Now Linfield's offense kicking into gear. Riddle has to step away from the pressure. And Riddle down in the backfield. At the 46, he's cut down by Mikael Bratchett. Zach Franz in there as well.
And you have to call that a coverage sack because initially they had good blocking. They only rushed 4 from Whitewater. The offensive line did a good job initially of holding them off. But when you've got 7 men back in coverage, you've got a quarterback in Riddle that can't find anyone open to throw the football to.
Second down and 15 after the sack. A couple of times Riddle's gone down in the backfield today. Riddle fires to the far side of the field. Marcus McLean there, and there's the flag. As McLean was on top of Charlie Poppin there, he doesn't think he deserved that penalty. A lot of questions if McLean was even going to play today. He didn't last week.
And the officials are talking about it. I wonder if they picked this flag up.
No foul on the play.
Well, there you go, Forrest. What did you see that caused them to pick up the flag?
Well, I think he got there right as the ball knocked him down. First of all, it's incidental contact. I don't think he did anything. I think their feet got tangled up. If you see him, he reached over the offensive player to try and knock the ball down. He did not push him. Initially, the official that threw the flag was behind those guys, so he may have thought that he pushed the receiver down. But I like the fact that all the officials got together and they discussed it, and they called that a non-penalty.
Now 3rd down and 15. Blitz comes. Riddle gets rid of it. Looking for Poppin. And a sliding grab attempt at the sideline that he couldn't make. The Whitewater defense holds again. Really swaddled the Wildcats so far.
One thing I'm noticing about Riddle early in this ball game, he's not stepping through on these throws. He's throwing off his back foot. And maybe that's because of the pressure that he's had in his face early in this ball game. But he has to step through and get a little bit more on that football.
Great effort by Charlie Poppin along the sideline as McLean punts. It's taken from the 18-yard line by Stordo. He gets to the 24. A 6-yard return. UW-Whitewater, after scoring a touchdown on a short drive following a turnover, able to hold up on defense. And we take a look at the results of when UW-Whitewater gets to the postseason. They usually find themselves in Salem, finalist or champion. 2012, the only exception where they didn't make the playoffs at all.
Well, you look at who they're playing. Whitewater and Mountain Union. It's almost like they should just schedule this at the end of their schedule every year as a championship ball game. When you look at what they've done, and we've already talked about Mountain Union already getting there and waiting to see who they'll play next week.
Howard in motion here on 1st down. Play action time for Barrett as he fires to the middle. Too far, though. Great effort by Kumaro on the dive. He almost had a feet to hit him in stride. That could have been big yardage. Instead, 2nd down, and UW-Whitewater, those first couple of drives stalling, but a short possession after the turnover, able to cash in as they got that touchdown in their last effort.
And they're getting what they want on the outside. Man coverage on Kumaro. He is a matchup nightmare because he has the speed to get over the top, and he has the size to use his body to beat up on the smaller defensive backs.
Second down, Barrett turning away from the pressure. It's coming anyway. Alex Hoff couldn't get him, though. And now Barrett fires to Kumaro, trying to make a sliding grab. He's unable to. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. Alex Hoff, the Northwest Conference Defensive Player of the Year. He had 5 sacks last week. He was coming.
Well, you see the explosiveness and you see the spin move by Hoff. He's not overly strong, but he's quick, and he does a great job of using his hands to keep the offensive blockers from getting control of him when he comes off the line of scrimmage.
Hoff has 30 tackles for loss this season, the 17 sacks, by far and away the best defensive player in the Northwest Conference. Now Whitewater facing a 3rd and long. Just 1 for 3 today so far on 3rd down. Howard in motion. As the pressure comes, Barron steps up and fires complete. Jake Kumaro to the 40 for a 1st down.
And Barron does a good job, once again, of climbing up in the pocket and allowing his receiver, Kumaro, to break open for the 1st down.
Warhawks quick to the line on 1st and 10. They fake the pass, they hand it off, and it's Moore across midfield for another 1st. Gain of 11 to the 49 of Linfield.
So early in the ball game, Whitewater used the run to set up the pass. Now they're using the pass to set up the run.
8 1st downs already for Whitewater. Dennis Moore again, this time bottled up. Jeremy Gerard the first to grab him. At the 50, a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11.
That was a good job by Curtis Terry getting penetration and kind of bottling that thing up in the middle.
Matt Barrett, the school leader in career completions. Stag Bowl MVP a year ago, trying to get back to that point. 2nd down, he dumps it over the top of the line. Cut down after making that catch was Christensen. 3rd down and about 8 after that play to the fullback Kyle Christensen. Three down linemen for Linfield, now a fourth. Play action, pressure in Barrett's face, and this time he's going down. Trey Farber got through first. See Alex Hoff shoving with Kepnick, but it was Farber, the senior defensive tackle out of Wasilla, Alaska, able to make that play.
That was a great play call by the defensive staff of Linfield. They brought 6 on the pass rush. They did not allow Barrett to have the time that he wanted on the play action pass.
6th sack this season for Farber, who has a couple of tackles already today. Now the punt comes from UW-Whitewater. Good stand there by the Linfield defense. They needed a stop. Punt from Picard. Giza back inside his own 20. And Giza has some room. Trying to turn the corner. A stiff arm bought him a little time, but Giza wrapped up at about the 26. So the first quarter comes to an end. UW-Whitewater's defense holding up, creating a turnover and a score for the Warhawks. They lead 7-0. Semifinal Saturday in the D3 playoffs from Whitewater, Wisconsin. UW-Whitewater a 7-0 lead over Linfield. Warhawks trying to get back to the Stag Bowl for the 9th time in 10 seasons. Mount Union already has advanced. You see how Whitewater's opened up their lead, holding down the Linfield offense to next to nothing. First down, Spencer Payne. Trying to turn back up the field, and Payne bottled up, gets a couple of yards at the 28. Regan in there with the tackle. Nick Froland as well, as Linfield tries to figure things out offensively. Forrest, what's held them down?
Well, right now they have not been able to establish a running game. They have not been able to establish a passing game. 30 yards on offense in the first quarter. Jake Kumaro for Whitewater had 49 himself.
Payne trying to turn the corner again. More black jerseys swaddling him up. Dischler there, Winsky as well, will be third down.
And you see on that play, they just continue to string him out, allow pursuit to get there, and he gets maybe a yard on that play. They've done a good job of gang tackling and getting up the field when they try and get that running game established.
See the numbers for Payne, but Sam Riddle, who's their leading rusher, the quarterback, hasn't done anything. He has -6 yards. Third down, Warhawks rush 4. Riddle fires complete. First down to Charlie Poppin. And Poppin to the 45 as Linfield moves the chains.
And one of the few times Riddle has had time to set his feet in the pocket and follow through on that throw. You see right here, he's looking at the receiver. He follows through a very good throw. And you see Poppin, who does a great job of finding holes in the zone and sitting down and making himself big for his quarterback.
No snap, but Riddle handles it. Fires into traffic, and it was nearly intercepted. Brady Grayvold wishes he could have that one back. It was right in his hands.
And on that play, I think Riddle thought that his receiver was going to do something else. He was looking for Mitchell Keckle, but Keckle stopped running. And you see, you have to continue to play through the play. You cannot stop running.
Now second down and 10. Another low snap. This one bounced. And Riddle's going to fire it along the sideline. Coming back, Poppin drops the ball. Great job coming back to it, but it hit him right in the hands.
I think Marcus McGlynn twisted his ankle when he tried to stop and make a play on that football. Easy catch that Poppin has to make. It was a lame duck the way he threw the football. We've seen a couple of those this afternoon, but Poppin has to make that catch.
Now Linfield 2 for 4 on 3rd down in this game, needing 10 here. They're gonna run it. Spencer Payne up the middle, gets some of it. Across midfield to the 49 before Regan made the tackle, but he's well short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 4. Looks like Linfield's going to punt.
I think what Whitewater's defense has done a good job of not allowing them to get positive yards on first down, which puts them in 2nd and long and 3rd and long, and it gives them more options on defense.
That one nearly blocked. McLean just had that one go the other way. The fair catch called for and made by Howard at the 19. There's a flag down here near the end of the play, so we'll find out what that is as the referees sort it out.
And I think Evan Peterson and Michael Bratchett got into a confrontation.
Personal foul on the kicking team, number 9. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down. Timeout on the field.
Kyle Chandler called for that personal foul, so some extra yardage for UW-Whitewater. The 2014 NCAA Division I Football Championship continues next weekend with semifinal action on December 19th and 20th. Both games will be on the Watch ESPN app. For more information, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 89 NCAA championships. New Hampshire and North Dakota State both advancing. They will host the semifinals next week. Eisen trying to win their 4th straight FCS championship. UW-Whitewater trying to win their 2nd in a row at the D3 level, and it's Dennis Moore got the bulk of the carries for the Whitewater offense today. Nice gain there on first down, picked up 8.
And a nice move because Mark Randall got really good penetration and had an opportunity to make a tackle in the backfield.
2nd down and 2, Matt Barron. Touchdown pass earlier, the 82nd of his career, the most in UW-Whitewater history. 13 of them this year to Jake Kumaro.
Yeah, twist is always a freaking try. You got me? We're running on both sides. I want twist as a try all the time. That makes sense?
Barron pump faking, looking deep down the sideline for Kumaro. And no chance that time. A flag comes in. Kyle Belcher with the coverage.
And Belcher never turned around to locate the football. He played through Kumaro. Easy call for the official. You got to turn around and locate the football.
Uncatchable?
Well, you know, he still put hands on him past 5 yards, so regardless if it's interference, you know, it's still going to be a penalty. Maybe it could have been called
defensive pass interference, number 22, 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
But you have to remember, too, Kumaro is 6'5", so he may be able to climb the ladder and get that football. But you see, the defensive back never turned around. The ball was in bounds, so Kumaro could have caught that football. And when you've got a 6'5" guy running on the outside, most often they're going to get that call because he has the ability to climb up and get that football, but the defender has to do a better job of turning around and locating the football.
Penalties have really been an issue for Linfield today, 5 of them for 65 yards. They've also committed the only turnover in this game. That led to a score. Play action. Pressure comes. Barron trying to get away, but he can't. The late blitz off of play action. And right there to soak up Matt Barron was Mark Randall.
Well, it all started with Alex Hoff. You've got a tight end, Derek Junigan, trying to block him. He's an elite pass rusher, 17 sacks, 30 tackles for loss. You see it, and you see Barron complaining about a face mask. His helmet is almost turned halfway around on his head. So I think the officials will look at that. They need to look at those plays moving forward. But once again, when you get initial pressure on those play action passes, the quarterback has nowhere to go with the football.
Actually, Yamamoto, who got into the backfield. He gets the sack, and Dennis Moore goes nowhere. Mikey Arkins there to finish the tackle. It'll be 3rd down at about 13.
And this is what you want to do. You want to make Whitewater play behind the sticks. You saw the pressure by Hoff. You saw the sack by his teammate. Now you've got 3rd and long. Now you can pin your ears back and come with the pass rush. And you can drop your men into coverage and make Barrett beat you with his arm.
Rushing yards, an issue on both sides as Barron throws the screen against the blitz. And some big yardage, a breakaway for Dennis Moore. Touchdown, Whitewater. The first receiving touchdown of the season for Moore.
And Linfield gave it away early. They showed the blitz early, and you see the running ability in the open field. Great job by Moore, but they gave the blitz away early. When you've got a penetrating defense, you allow them all to get to the quarterback. Great job by Barrett, throwing the ball out late. Better job by Moore getting to the end zone.
Extra point for Will Meyer. It's UW-Whitewater ahead 14-0. Matt Barron, a couple of touchdown passes today, 38 on the season for the first time, finding Dennis Moore. NCAA Football Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual. Perkins Stadium in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Hunting season up here.
Man, that's not a good costume to be wearing around this time of the year, especially with all the fog. You might find yourself catching a buckshot right now.
Hey, you gotta have that orange on.
That's not user-friendly.
14-zip. UW-Whitewater with the lead. I don't think you need to wear orange, though.
Oh, no.
I think people can track you down pretty easily.
Yeah, but you know, I got a couple of moves still left in. Maybe 1 or 2 before my knee gives out.
Turn men back deep. Kennedy Johnson along with Samuel Robinson for Linfield. Trailing 14-0. Lake Bakar will kick it off. Johnson about a yard deep. Did he step out?
I don't know.
Calling a touchback, but if he stepped out, it could be a safety.
That left foot was on the line. The official was right there. So they're going to give him a touchback. But I tell you what, that was very, very close. Watch that left foot. He keeps it in.
The ball also has to come completely out of the end zone. I mean, on a safety, that's usually how it has to be. The ball has to come out of the end zone completely. And I don't think it did there.
Maybe by a milli-inch. He kept the ball behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, behind the goal line. But dangerous, dangerous play for him.
Now Linfield trying to get their offense in gear. Start this one from their own 25. Roll out Riddle. Pass along the sideline to Poppin. To about the 29, a gain of 4. They kept that running back in there to block for Riddle, who again hasn't really taken off today.
They're doing a good job now sprinting him outside, giving him a little bit more time. And that also allows the receivers to break open and give him a better target.
Second down, they run it. Spencer Payne got some room. Another flag, though. And to the 45 goes Payne. It's a first down for now. Rang in there on the tackle. Nellison as well. But we'll see if this one's against Linfield. All the penalties today have been.
I think he got Whitewater on the hard count. Good job by Riddle.
Defense, outsides, penalty decline, result of the play, first down.
So it does stick for Linfield. First penalty against Whitewater today. Spencer Payne with his biggest run to the 45-yard line. Payne's had a rough playoff, 37 carries, 80 yards in the last 2 games total. Nice pickup there on first down, and out play action. They swing it to the wide side of the field. And Eric Douglas taken down from behind after a gain of about 3.
And they've seemed to have found something early in this drive, the quick passing game. They're sprinting Riddle out, creating more time and more opportunities for their receivers. And this is what you have to do to this Whitewater defense. You've got to change it up. You can't do the same thing over and over again.
Second down, and they run. Payne cut down in the backfield, right in front of the line of scrimmage. As Matt Seitz came out, the true freshman, able to hit the running back immediately. No gain. It's 3rd down and 6.
Well, Seitz did a good job. He attacked the A-gap on that play and did not allow the back to get going. And that's what you have to do. Payne started to get something going on this drive, establishing the running game, and great job by Seitz to get in there. Now you've put them in 3rd and long.
Pressure comes on 3rd down. Riddle steps up, has room to run. He takes off, gets the first down. And finally, Sam Riddle, who's been reluctant today seemingly to use his legs, able to get a first down with him here to the 36.
Well, Riddle did a good job. He climbed up in the pocket. He tried to find a receiver. He saw a lane, and he got down the field. And we talked about his running ability. You see it now. He leads the team in rushing, and you saw it on that play.
Spencer Payne has been the leading rusher today, and Payne looking to turn the corner. He gets some yardage inside the 25 and dragged out of bounds near the 22 as he was finally caught up to by Dylan Meringue. Another first down for Linfield.
And Riddle's doing it all on this drive. He got in front. He didn't block anybody. He just got in the way of the defender, which allowed Payne to get up the field and get positive yards and get that first down.
Good day for Payne now with 54 yards. He's actually the leading rusher on this team. He moves past Riddle. Riddle throwing, looking to the corner, and it's knocked away. Great defense by Ryan Winsky. Seems like we're saying that a lot. Great defense by this UW-Whitewater team. And Winsky jumping over the top of Nelson to knock that one away.
And Colin Nelson was open for a while. I think Riddle saw him late. Maybe if he just throws a strike to him as opposed to putting air up under the football, Nelson's able to make a play. But when you give the defender time to get over, Ryan Winsky once again gets his hand in there and knocks that ball out.
You really had to throw that one across the field, too, from one side to the other, on top of the yardage. Second down. Riddle's going to run it. Spins away from the first man, and Riddle down to the 20. A gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and about 8.
Zach France got into the backfield and did not allow Riddle to go where he wanted to initially. You see Riddle with the dance move. He spins out of the tackle, but all the other defenders are there. Great job by Zach France to get penetration.
Linfield 3 for 6 on 3rd down today. 87% this year scoring in the red zone. Blitz comes. Riddle hit from behind. Sacked by Matt Seitz.
And Riddle has to feel that coming. Great job by Seitz getting to the quarterback. And you see Riddle kind of walking off the field a little gimpy right here, but you've got to feel that pressure. Great job by the Whitewater defense to continue to bring pressure. They brought more than Linfield could block. There was nobody on the outside. Great play call by the defensive coordinator. Both
of Seitz's sacks this season have come in the playoffs. A field goal try here as Michael Metter trying to boom this one from 47 yards. His long for the year is 49. And Metter with a big leg. But this one falls a little bit wide and no good. So Linfield once again kept off the board. This offense averaging nearly 48 points per game, but 0 so far in Whitewater. 14-0. It's UW-Whitewater with the lead over Linfield. Linfield had a chance on their last drive, got into the red zone, but if you can't beat 10, how can you beat 11?
Well, when things are going great for you, they're going great. And for UW-Whitewater, they only had 10 players on the field to try and stop this field goal attempt. And Linfield still could not get points on the board. So right now, things are going the way that they want them to, and I'm sure they want to try and get another score on the board before we get to halftime.
Chance here for the Warhawks after that missed field goal from their own 30 to start this drive. Matt Barron has 2 touchdown passes. Last one to Dennis Moore. This time they run the football, and Jordan Ratliff up the middle. He gets to the 37. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Ratliff, second time, second team all WEAC player. Had 80 yards last week against Wartburg. Splits the carries with Moore. Go back to him here, but he's cut down to the backfield. Mark Randall broke the play, and now 3rd down.
And now will Linfield bring pressure and play man coverage on the outside, something that's hurt them early in this ball game, or will they drop back into zone coverage and try and get pressure with 4-down linemen?
Last time they blitzed, they screened around it, and Whitewater scored. Barron stepping up, trying to get the 1st down himself, and he's across the 40. They'll mark him at the 41. Matt Barron doesn't use the legs very often, but getting the 1st down there.
And one thing that's been positive about both quarterbacks, they've climbed up in the pocket and made good decisions to either run the football or throw the short pass. You see on that play, Barron climbed the pocket. He saw the yardage that he needed to get the 1st down, and he put his head down when he got to the sticks.
Play action on 1st down. Barrett letting the routes develop, throwing a deep ball down the middle, and it's knocked away by Giza. He had the best shot to catch it. Kumaro actually helping break up what could have been an interception.
And that was a bad decision. You had the safety Giza sitting back there. They had bracket coverage, a safety over the top, and he never was able to make a real play on the football. On that play, Kumaro played defense, and he got the ball out of Giza's hands. One of the first bad decisions that we've seen Barrett make throwing the football this afternoon.
There are 6 first-team All-Northwest Conference selections on this Linfield defense. Giza's one of them. They are loaded with talent all throughout. Play action and a quick pass along the sideline. Ricky Finko makes the catch. Finko's been used a lot in the playoffs. Only 11 catches in the regular season. He has 9 in the postseason.
What was interesting about that play, you saw Barron play fake. He saw the defense, didn't react. So he said, okay, well, Finko, let me give you the football and go get the 1st down for us.
Hasn't that been that Linfield's defense has really played poorly in this one? They've held down a very good offense to just 14 points, and really 7 of those coming off the turnover.
Well, the offensive line has done a pretty good job of protecting Barron and giving him the time that he needs. And they've picked their poison defensively if you're talking about Linfield.
Trying to stop Jordan Ratliff here. Shakes through the first line of tacklers, and 1st down yardage for Ratliff to the 33. He gains 16.
You see the punch that Ratliff brings. He bounces off potential tacklers. Right here, he breaks 2 tackles. He gets to the outside, then he wraps the ball up and protects it, and gets another 7 yards before he goes down. He's one of those fall forward type of runners.
Whitewater offense on the move again. Get back to the Stag Bowl for a 9th time in 10 seasons. Kumaro in motion, they run it. Ratliff gets dropped in the backfield, loss of 2. Taken down at the 35. Alex Hoff there to help break up that play. Junior has been in the backfield a lot this season. Mike Nardoni as well. Senior, 1st team All-Northwest Conference again. 3rd year as a starter, Nardoni. Big part of the reason why Linfield is where they are, trying to beat Whitewater out of the playoffs for the 1st time. 2nd down, they run it again. yard or two there. Nardoni with the tackle to take down Dennis Moore. Linfield last year knocked out of the playoffs in the quarterfinals by Whitewater. Wasn't the first time. 2009 they were beaten in the semis. 2005 in a classic 44-41 battle in the quarterfinals. Each of those games Linfield has had the lead.
Well, in the fourth quarter, they've lost those ball games. Whitewater's made the plays late in those ball games to win those games. And that's one of the things Coach Smith talked to us about. He wanted his ball club to be able to make those plays late in this game.
Barrett trying to add to the lead, looking for the end zone. Too far for Kumaro. Incomplete. Now 4th down and long coming up for UW-Whitewater. They will likely punt this one away and let their defense try to finish off what to this point has been a first half shutout.
Their defense has done a good job of keeping Riddle unbalanced. They won't allow him to set his feet as often as he'd like to throw the football. He's only had 1 or 2 opportunities to really set his feet in the pocket and find his receivers and go through his progressions.
Jordan Giza back deep for Linfield. Their punt coming up for Lake Picard. High kick, trying to pin him deep inside their own territory. And the ball's loose. Recovered by Whitewater. Logan Solano able to scoop it up after some miscommunication by Linfield. The fair catch was called for, but Kennedy Johnson ran into his own teammate.
Kennedy Johnson and Dylan Lewis, these guys, they've got to do a better job of knowing where the football is and knowing where their teammate is. You usually get out of the way and just allow the fair catch to be made.
That's really a big mistake by Dylan Lewis. That's inexcusable.
And now you're talking about changing the entire ball game right here. If Whitewater's able to get a score and go up 21-0 at the half, as opposed to possibly only being up 14-7 or 14-3 or 14-0 for that matter, that changes the entire ball game.
Second turnover from Linfield. The last one set up a short possession. Normally at this level there aren't challenges, but at this stage in the postseason they do get some. So it looks like they're going to challenge. I don't know what there is to challenge, I guess, to see if Kennedy Johnson had possession, because if he had possession at all, he was calling for a fair catch.
That's a clear muff. I mean, that ball's Whitewater's. I mean, if you're going to waste a timeout if you do. I mean, but what do you have to lose at this point?
Not even sure. The refs might have talked him out of it. They're not going to challenge, and UW-Whitewater will have possession here at the 16. First down they run. Ratliff trying to turn the corner. He's wrapped up though. Curtis Terry with the tackle. At about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Linfield has forced 24 turnovers this year. This is an opportunity where they desperately need one. Already trailing, backs against the wall here in this semifinal matchup, trying to stop a 3-game playoff losing streak against UW-Whitewater.
Linfield's playing very aggressive defense right now, and if I'm Whitewater, I'm trying to use that aggression against them.
Spread it out here. 4 receivers on the wide side for Barrett. And he takes off on the quarterback draw. They read it though, and Mike Nardoni stopped him after a yard. There is a flag down.
Holding. 58 on the offense.
In the center, Spencer Shire, he got caught holding in the middle. And usually when you see a guy with his hands up like, I didn't do anything, he's stepping on himself. Let's watch Shire on this play. He holds him, he gets him down, and then he grabs a hold of him, hugs him, and lays on top of him. Now, you can lay on top of a guy, but you've got to have your hands spread out to your side. You can't wrap him up and lay on top of him and hug him. Come on, big fella. Can't hug him
You
up
gotta go
like
coach
that.
these guys up, it looks like.
Yeah, you know, I think he thinks it's Valentine's Day, or he's giving him a Christmas holiday hug.
2nd down and 18. Smart thing there to take the yards was Will Meyer as a short field goal distance, only 38, his longest this year. Ratliff trying to get some of those back across the 20. Down to about 17. 3rd down and 11 here. We've talked a lot about the offensive line today for UW-Whitewater, really opening up the space. Certainly that's your position. That's something you know. What have you thought so far about this offense?
They've given their backs seams, and they've done a good job. They did a great job on that screen pass, allowing the pressure to get there and then getting up the field and being lead blockers for the back to find the seam to get to the end zone. They've done a pretty good job so far.
3rd down and 11 here. Whitewater 4 for 8 on 3rd down today. Barrett's going to float one to the end zone looking for Kumaro, but he underthrew it. It's intercepted. And a big stop from the Linfield defense. There's the turnover they needed. Kyle Belcher picks it off in the end zone.
And big mistake by Barrett. He did not locate the receiver. He knew where he was going with the football prior to the snap. Once again, you see them with that bracket coverage on Kumaro. They had a safety over the top. They had a cornerback playing underneath. You've got to be careful. You've got to be able to read the defense. And I'm surprised that Barrett made that mistake. He came into this ball game with only 5 INTs. That is something unusual for him to make a mistake like that.
Now 6 on the season, but 4 of them in the playoffs. So the mistakes have piled up a bit since the postseason has started for Barron. Now Linfield, at the very least, able to breathe a little bit, not falling into a 21-0 hole. Both teams have all their timeouts. Riddle gets rid of it. Throws it out of bounds. Closest receiver there in the neighborhood was Douglas. So 2nd down, but still the Linfield offense has to be able to catapult themselves somehow. They just haven't been able to move the football very much.
Well, they're trying to find ways to give Riddle time. They're sprinting him outside to give him more time to throw the football. But that's dangerous because you have pursuit coming from the backside. They can knock that ball loose. They almost did on that play. And if you do, you give Whitewater a short field again.
Riddle has to step away from the pressure again, and this time down at the line of scrimmage. Michael Bratchett broke through. Now 3rd down and 10. Linfield does get the ball back to start the 2nd half.
You have to wonder if Whitewater would call timeout right here. You've got 3 timeouts left. You can't take them to the 2nd half. Use them, try and get the ball back, throw it up in the air a couple of times to Kumaro, see if you can get a big play, a pass interference, something.
I guess still respecting the Linfield offense, don't want to give them an extra play, or extra time at least. Clock winding in this 1st half. 3-man rush gets through and it's knocked down. Bratchett again got his hand up as Linfield looked for the screen. Now the Wildcats will have to punt from deep in their own territory.
That was a dangerous pass because if Bratchett's able to get control of that football, he walks into the end zone.
See Linfield's offense as good as it gets, nearly 48 points per game. They racked up 45 last week in the quarterfinals. They haven't shut out the 1st half of this game. Bouncing punt, this one rolls long enough, might just complete the time in this 1st half. That's Linfield's plan as it's down at the 32-yard line. So it's halftime here in Whitewater. And it's been a story of defenses, especially for the Warhawks, creating a couple of turnovers, one that led to a score in the 1st quarter. And UW-Whitewater carrying a 14-0 lead over Linfield at halftime.
Well, they've been able to do exactly what they wanted to do offensively. They've got a running game going. Barrett has been able to find his big play receiver in Kumaro on the outside and man coverage. And defensively, they've got Riddle. You know, he doesn't know where the pressure's coming from. They can't establish the run. They have not established a very good passing game. Right now, they're just unstable going into the locker room.
Linfield's lowest scoring output this season, 21 against Chapman in the very 1st game of the year. They usually score a bunch, at least 21 in every game. And we are ready to talk to the head coach of UW-Whitewater, Lance Leipold. And Coach, great start, especially on defense. How have you stopped this Linfield offense?
Well, we've been able to get a little pressure on the quarterback with our front four, which we've been pleased about. Made a couple plays in the back end, but it's been a good half with two good football teams. We just let some points slip away there from us, that opportunity right at the end of the half.
Well, Coach, how are the emotions in this ball game? This could be the last game for you, or this could be the last game before you get back to that championship game.
Well, this is about the kids, guys. They're the ones that have earned their way to this opportunity. I'm awful proud of them. I'm awful proud to be their head coach, and we're just focused on trying to find a way to get ourselves to Salem.
But Coach, any emotion for you? This will be your last game here regardless.
Well, there'll be a time for reflection after a while, guys. I'm just more focused on making sure we can play 30 more minutes of good football.
What have you thought of your quarterback so far, Matt Barron?
Well, for Matt's standards, I think it's probably been more an average performance for him right now. And I know he'll bounce back, and he's ready to have a good second half for us.
Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us, and good luck in the second half.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate you guys doing the game. Lance
Leipold, the head coach of UW-Whitewater, soon to be the head coach at Buffalo. His Warhawks have a 14-0 lead over Linfield. You see all the championships in Whitewater trying to go back to the Stag Bowl. Third quarter about to begin here in Whitewater. A 14-0 lead for the Warhawks, although we did have a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Wildcats, Joe Smith. Joined by the head coach of the Linfield Wildcats, Joseph Smith. And Coach, how would you break down your team's play in the first half?
Well, that's a really, really poor first half for us. Obviously, Whitewater's a great team. They had a lot to do with that. Great D-line play on their part. Really got after us up front, and we really got behind the chains. I felt offensively really couldn't get in the rhythm, and we got to change that in the second half.
Well, Coach, with Riddle, what can you do to get him in a rhythm?
Well, I think if we protect and give us time, we got guys open. We just are having a hard time finding them and getting them on rhythm. He's having to start to run before he can really get rid of it.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Joe Smith, the head coach. That was Joe Smith. And Linfield trying to rebound after a sluggish first half, while Whitewater looks to advance to the Stag Bowl for the 9th time in 10 seasons. Mount Union has already advanced. Seems like the annual game between the two to play for the title. With a 14-0 lead, Whitewater kicks off to start this third quarter. Kennedy Johnson will bring it out this time, couple of yards deep, looking for a seam up the middle of the field, and Johnson gets to the 28. So Linfield will start it off for the first time in this second half, looking to get Sam Riddle going after a slow start in the first half, 6 of 14. And really not much success anywhere on the field.
You see 1 of 5 with the deep ball, and that is where they want to try and attack this Whitewater defense, down the middle of the field and down the seams. They have not had much success, only 1 completion over 20 yards in the first half.
The interception was costly for Riddle, turned into a touchdown for UW-Whitewater. Now the second half begins with a run play. And Spencer Payne trying the right side, only gets about a yard. It'll be second down and 9. Pretty good first half for Payne. 10 carries, 55 yards. We've heard all about 4 different running backs for Linfield. They've only used 1 today.
Well, Payne's been the workhorse back for him, but what's interesting is he's got all those yards probably on 2 plays. All the other plays, he's getting hit at the first level of the defense.
Riddle trying to escape. Throwing on the run. He had Payne open, but he overshot him. Incomplete, third down. Payne was certainly open with a lot of space in front of him, but Riddle just tossed it too wide.
And that's something we talked about with Coach Smith at the half. Riddle just has not been in rhythm this entire ball game. Although he's on the run, this should be a very easy throw for him. Just lead Payne out, but he puts a little bit too much mustard on that football, and Payne's not able to make a play on it.
Third down and 9. Linfield 3 for 8 on third down today, well below their season average of 51%. Late blitz comes. Riddle on the run, throwing incomplete. Intended for the tight end Altringer, was broken up by Winsky.
And I tell you what, on that play, Riddle had Charlie Poppin open underneath. He tried to get too much on that play. I think if you get it to Poppin, he's right at the sticks to get the first down. But he tried to go long, and when you're throwing on the run back against your body, it's hard to make a precision throw.
So Linfield 3 and out on their first try in the second half. Now Kevin McLean to punt. Fair catch is called for and made at the 40-yard line by Stordo. And UW-Whitewater with, again, leaning behind their defense, already with the lead here at home. The Whitewater defense has held strong today against Linfield. A great first half shutting down the Wildcats, and a good start to the second half as well. Linfield going 3 and out. The Whitewater offense takes the field for the first time in the second half, and Dennis Moore gets a couple of yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 8. We'll take a look at Matt Barron and a successful first half for him. 8 of 16, 132 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
AC Barron only has one pass that went deep on the right side of the field, but where he's done all of his damage is underneath. He's done a great job of finding his receivers sitting down in that zone to the tune of 7 of 11 for passing. That's a great percentage if you're a quarterback looking to complete the pass.
And that completion was off that screen for a touchdown. So everything has gone well underneath for UW-Whitewater. They pitch it to Dennis Moore. And Moore to the 44. It'll be 3rd down and 6. How conservative are you if you're UW-Whitewater here in the second half with a 2-possession lead at home trying to advance to the championship?
Well, right now, the way your defense is playing, I think you continue to play the way that you played offensively in the first half. You can't be conservative, because if you are, now you give this Linfield offense time to get into a rhythm. Right now, they are still out of rhythm. You want to put as much pressure on them as possible, trying to score the football.
Whitewater 4 for 9 on 3rd down today. Barron almost had him offsides. In fact, he may have, and a free play turns out to be a 1st down for Kumaro. Another flag comes in. Kumaro finally out of bounds after a big gain.
I think you're going to have offsetting on this play. You may have a pick on this play. I know he got him jumping off sides with the hard count, but it may be a pick play as well.
Linfield was penalized 5 times in the first half. Whitewater just once.
You got offsides on the defense, 55. You got holding, black 11 on the play. Offset, we play 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd down again after the holding penalty prohibits UW-Whitewater. Some frustration for Lance Leipold after what appeared to be a big gain into Linfield territory. Now going to try 3rd and 6 again.
And especially when you had a free play. That's not the play where you want to get a holding penalty. You've got to be smarter, but once again, if they're able to get this 1st down, they continue to put pressure on this Linfield offense to try and come in here and make plays. And when you do that, you open up rushing lanes for the defense.
Finko in motion on 3rd and 6. Put it back on the ground. Dennis Moore gets swaddled in the middle of the field. Tackle there as the defense steps up for Linfield. A little surprised to see UW-Whitewater not take a chance. Jake Reimer with the tackle. A little more conservative there from the Warhawks, and now they'll have to punt.
Well, right now they're playing field position football because their defense has been able to get a lot of 3 and outs. So if they can punt the ball deep and get a 3 and out, they put the offense back in a favorable field position.
Carr will punt. Jordan Giza back deep. Good spiraling kick. Giza's going to call for a fair catch and make it at the 23. So Linfield with a hold on defense from their own side. Now the Wildcats offense will try to get it in gear. Down 14-0. The NCAA Football Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual at Perkins Stadium in Whitewater. A 14-0 lead for the Warhawks over Linfield. If you've noticed on the sideline for Linfield, you see that 35 jersey in the background. They're also wearing number 35 decals on their helmets, and really a tragic situation that happened at Linfield College with Parker Moore being stabbed to death back on November 15th. And really, they've dedicated this playoff run to his legacy.
Heavy emotion for the Linfield Ball Club. You just pray that they continue to heal as they deal with that tragedy loss.
Riddle hands it off here to Spencer Payne, and Payne with a good gain on 1st down to the 30. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Joe Smith, who usually gets choked up when he's asked about the situation. Parker Moore was a linebacker on the team. He was just 20 years old. He was an RA at the university. You see on the back, "We love you, Parker Moore." As that community, I mean, not many things happen like that in McMinnville, Oregon. As Poppin cannot make the catch there. No flag, so it'll be 3rd down and short. Really just a haunting in the community there for the tragic death of a young man.
Well, when you talk about coaches, they come into the homes of recruits and they talk to the recruits and they talk to the parents about being a parent away from home. So you take on the responsibility of a father figure. So you lose a son, not only a player, but you lose a son, and these players lost a brother.
A horrific way to go. I mean, a stabbing, a random stabbing at that. He was just at a convenience store minding his own business. 3rd down and 3. Riddle tosses one to the sideline, too far for Poppin. And Linfield for the 2nd time to start the 2nd half, going 3 and out. Talking about Parker Moore before the game, everybody wearing his name and number on the back of their t-shirts in the warm-ups before the game today, as they continue to thank him and the lasting tributes to Parker Moore for his role on this team. 4th down, a punt. This one will roll inside the 25. And UW-Whitewater will have it from their own 23-yard line after that kick from Kevin McLean.
You saw once again in that last drive, Riddle just is not in rhythm. He had his receiver open, but he led him all the way out of bounds, and I think that's going to play a big part in what they're able to do as this game continues to progress along.
UW-Whitewater undefeated this year, 7-0 in the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Beat McAllister handedly in the 1st round, knocked off Wabash, had to come way back last week in the 4th quarter to beat Wartburg.
The 21 unanswered in the 4th quarter.
Yep.
And I think that confidence, you see it in this ball game right now, for that defense to shut them out in the 4th quarter and allow that offense to get 21 points.
Some space for Jordan Ratliff. The ball came out at the end of the play, and right now they're calling that a fumble. Although another official is blowing it dead.
Well, what'll be interesting now, they have replay. So if they look at the replay and see that they recovered it right as it was called down, that could be a turnover.
That would be a big one for Linfield.
Rolling on the field, he was down by contact.
It's a 1st down for UW-Whitewater as the play stands. We'll take a look.
And right now, if there was an initial recovery right at the fumble, if it is deemed a fumble on the replay,
ball might be out.
I don't know. It looks, if his butt's down, then he's considered down on elbow.
It looked like it was kind of wobbly even while he had it.
Maybe we can get another look at that replay again.
Jordan Giza with the recovery.
Here's a different angle. Let's see if his butt is down. You can't really tell from that angle. I think the first angle gave us the better view.
Alex Hoff was the one who ripped the ball away. So the ball's a little wobbly there. It's tough to tell when it actually comes out, though.
And it's got to be inconclusive. But if they do deem that a fumble, that will be Linfield's ball, because they recovered it right after the fumble.
See, kind of coming out there before he hits the ground. I mean, it's not all the way out, but it looks like it's starting to come out before he does go down. It's close, though.
The officials are going to have to determine if his butt was on the ground prior to the ball starting to come out. But that was a great job by Linfield recovering the football and going through the play. You never know. A lot of times when they say the play is whistle dead, you see defenses just stop. And the defenses are taught to recover the ball and try and advance it. So if it is called to be blown dead and they go back and look through it.
Take a closer look, a slower look.
Ball's coming out, looks like. Well, I don't know. That's close.
Yeah, it's really, really close. And because of that, it might stay with UW-Whitewater because the ruling on the field was that he was down by contact.
It's got to be inconclusive. Looks like they're going to call it a fumble.
The ruling on the field is reversed. It's going to be Linfield ball on the 33-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, a big play there for Linfield. They forced the fumble. Alex Hoff able to rip it away from Jordan Ratliff. And the recovery by Giza, second turnover of this game. But this is probably the biggest one in Linfield's favor.
When you talk about Alex Hoff, he's brought pressure throughout the afternoon. He's made tackles in the backfield. He came into this game with 2 forced fumbles, and you see what he's able to do with his defensive presence. Now, can they make something happen out of this? Can they put points on the board? If they cannot put points on the board, I think from a confidence standpoint, this really hurts this Linfield ball club.
Short field here for Linfield. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line of the Warhawks, and then you go back to that last play for us. If they didn't blow the whistle, that would have been a touchdown likely for Jordan Giza on the return.
And you hate that for that defense because they made the big play that they had been looking to make.
Altringer in motion. Play action on first down for Riddle. He has time. He throws it deep down the middle, looking for Poppin, and it's out of bounds in the back of the end zone. Too much air from that one on Riddle's side, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, he waited too late to throw the football. You've got to throw it earlier. He waited too late to throw the football. He allowed the safety and the cornerback to react to it, and they ran out of field. You got to throw that ball earlier and allow your receiver to run under the football.
Good coverage there by Gravold as well. 2nd and 10. They run it. They were lucky to get the ball out of there with that blitz coming. Payne gets a couple of yards, maybe just one. It'll be 3rd down and 9. You talk about how important it is for Linfield to score here. They really haven't had many scoring chances. One missed field goal in this game has been it. Michael Metter is their kicker. I'm sure they'll give him another crack if they are in this spot there within his field goal range.
Well, the play I look for them to try and use is the screen pass. You've got an aggressive Whitewater defense right now. That's a play that they tried to go to earlier. They didn't have success. But right now, that's a play I think that possibly would work and at least get them a first down.
Blitz comes. Riddle fires complete, but it's short of the first down. Colin Nelson wrestled down by Gravold at the 26. It'll be 4th down and 3. And about a 43-yard field goal attempt from there.
And great job by the defense keeping the receivers in front of them and keeping them behind the sticks.
It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. Why not? Down 2 touchdowns on the road, semifinals. Go for it.
You came here to win a ball game. Now, this is where I think the screen could work as well. Because they're going to bring pressure.
4th down. Riddle takes off, gets the first, and slides to the 15.
Great decision by Riddle. He saw the pressure coming from the outside. He saw the C part open for him, and he got the first down. We talked about his running ability. He looked off the safety. When the safety moved, he ran up the field. Great job by Riddle.
Scoring chance for Linfield. On the jet sweep, Douglas gets taken down. Big hit along the sidelines by Kyle Scheidemeyer. Gain of about 1.
And it took too long for Douglas to get to the edge to try and get north and south. Great job by Whitewater stringing him out, getting him to the sideline, and having pursuit where he had nowhere else to go with the football.
Riddle rolling away from the pressure, throws it into the middle of the field in the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Levi Altringer. Linfield takes advantage of the fumble. They go 33 yards into the end zone, and it's Riddle finding Altringer for his first touchdown catch of the season.
That was a great job by Riddle. Justin Dishler was spying him because Riddle initially wanted to run the football, but he looked up and he find Altringer in the back of the end zone, put the ball where he could high point it. Great job by both of those guys. Great concentration to make that catch. And this crowd is quiet.
Very quiet as we see Riddle again. Altringer with the athletic play in the back of the end zone, the 6'4" tight end, a former quarterback.
And one thing he did not worry about getting hit on that play.
Took some extra moments to make sure that Altringer did get his foot down and had possession in the end zone, which he did. Michael Metter hits the extra point. And all of a sudden, Linfield has not looked very healthy on offense today. They've been shut out until this point, but they've stayed in it, and now a one-possession game. It's been all Whitewater today for us, but they've let Linfield hang around. They didn't get those points near the end of the first half when they had a shot in the red zone. And after a turnover, it's Linfield who gets on the board for the first time, making it a one-possession game and making Lance Leipold a little uncomfortable.
Well, that's why you cannot be conservative. You're only up 2 scores. Now that Linfield scored, it's a ball game. And you have to wonder now how this affects the play calling. Will they come out and be more aggressive like they were in the first half, or will they continue to be conservative? Because outside of that last series, their defenses still continue to play well.
Mistakes are even, and now the points off of turnovers are even. A little mistake here by Linfield almost as that kick nearly rolled out of bounds. Scooped up, though, in the end zone for a touchback by Howard. Last drive for Linfield, 6 plays, 33 yards. They score after a fumble by Jordan Ratliff. And now the Whitewater offense, which looked pretty conservative in the first 7 minutes of this second half, may have to step it up again.
Well, I think right now you go back to that matchup. Jake Kummerer on the outside. He's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger, and he's been getting man coverage at times because of their need to get pressure on Matt Barrett. So if you can get him on the outside in that man coverage, I think you've got to use him and use his ability.
UW-Whitewater, the defending D3 champions, undefeated this year. Being put to the test for a second straight week. They almost lost it last week against Wartburg. Needed to come back in the fourth quarter to pull off the win and stay alive. Barrett under center here. We haven't seen that very much. They hand it off to Dennis Moore. Leaps over a defender to get some extra yardage, gains 8. It's been a good day for Moore. 2nd down and 2.
You see what Linfield's doing? They're walking up, they're walking back. They're trying to confuse Barrett with his pre-snap reads. They've got their corners walking up like they're going to play press man. Then they back up. You look like they're going to play cover 1. Then they back up into cover 2. They're dropping 2 deep safeties. They're trying to make sure they confuse him so he doesn't get a good pre-snap read.
Dennis Moore nearing 1,000 yards for the season. Back-to-back 100-yard games entering today's play. Play action. Pass caught. It's Howard with the catch, who lunges to the 49. First down for UW-Whitewater. Justin Howard, the leading receiver on this team, just his 2nd catch, though, today.
He saw that play. Dylan Lewis, the defensive back, turned around and ran at the snap of the football, which gave Barrett an easy throw for the first down.
Howard's had at least 6 catches in each of the last 6 games. Again, only 2 in this one. First down, back to Moore. Gets a couple more. Now about 7 away from 1,000 for the year. He's got 72 yards on the ground, 46 yards receiving, plus that receiving touchdown. It's been a very good day for Dennis Moore, the junior of Elgin, Illinois.
And they're speeding up the pace, not allowing Linfield to get subs in.
Back into the belly of Moore. Skipped the first tackle. Taken down by Nardoni. Got about a yard. It's going to be 3rd down. And this is where earlier UW-Whitewater in this 3rd quarter had a 3rd and roughly 6 or 7, and they ran the ball instead of passing.
That was a great job by Mark Randall. He's been in the backfield a couple of plays this evening. But what you want to do is you want to not allow them to get all their pre-snap reads in.
Barrett stepping away, throwing on the run, and it's over the head of his intended target, Joe Worth, although Worth seemed to lose his footing. UW-Whitewater unable to convert on this third down, so now Linfield, after falling behind 14-0, getting on the board on their last possession, holding up the 14-7 score, so they'll get the ball with a chance to tie this game for the first time.
Well, on that play, they got pressure with 4. They dropped 7 back into coverage. They did not give Barron any room to throw the football.
Jordan Giza's back deep. Very high kick. Giza calls for the fair catch back at the 12. One thing we haven't seen Linfield do today for us is put a long, sustained drive together from one side of the field to the other.
I'll tell you what else we haven't seen. We haven't seen any trick plays from either one of these ball clubs. And when you look at what they're doing with the run, trying to set up the pass, one of these teams may be primed for that. But you said it best. Linfield has not put a sustained drive together. Now, let's see, because of that last drive and because of what Riddle was able to do throwing the football, is he finally in that rhythm that Coach Smith talked to us about coming out in the second half? And if he is, can they get down the field and get a score and put more pressure on this Whitewater ball club?
Total yardage in Whitewater's favor, but if Linfield can march downfield here, they would change that. First down, they swing it out, and it's dropped. Douglas couldn't hang on. Might not have gotten much anyway. It'll be second down and 10. In fact, he might have lost some yards had he caught that ball.
And Matt Sykes did a great job of getting to the ball carrier and not allowing him to get possession of that football.
Challenge here for Linfield and their offense. Joe Smith, who is not only their head coach, but their offensive coordinator, trying to pull through this Whitewater defense once and for all. Second and 10. Time for Riddle. And a pass caught. Colin Nelson's been busy today. Another catch for Nelson near the sideline. And a first down for Linfield.
And Nelson is a mismatch as well. He's 6'6", 220 pounds. He's almost like a tight end out there playing wide receiver. And one thing I'm noticing about the Whitewater defensive backs, they're coming up pressing, but then they're turning around and running, giving them a lot of space.
Riddle on the keeper, tracks through the first 2 defenders and spins to the 40. Riddle doing a great job on the run, splitting the defense and getting another first down.
And you see the confidence growing in this Linfield offense. And you see momentum now going across the field over to Linfield. They feel like they found something in this offense, and you see it going right now.
Two backs out of the shotgun, although Riddle on play action is going to go deep. Looking for Charlie Poppin, who lays out and can't get it. Incomplete. Coverage is there. Charlie Poppin unable to lay out in front of Dylan Meringue to make that catch.
You watch Dylan Meringue, he did a good job turning around and looking for the football. If he doesn't, that could have been called a pass interference because he got his hand on the receiver.
Second down, Riddle taking a chance. Those deep passes haven't really worked for Linfield today. Still good to try it, though. Spencer Payne looking to turn the corner. Got away from Sykes, but not Winsky. Wrestled out of bounds. Dishler there, too. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And that play was made by Sykes. He fought through the lead blocker. He got out and tried to get a shoestring tackle, but his pressure up the field made them stretch that play a little bit farther than they wanted to. And once again, they have no cutback lanes because the pursuit is taking their time, and they're getting there, and they're making sure that he either goes out of bounds or he runs into trouble.
3rd down and 10. Warhawks bring 5. Riddle slides away. Dumps it to Poppin for a first down.
And I wonder was he past the line of scrimmage on that play. Let's watch where his feet are when he throws this football. You see him, he doesn't see his first read. He breaks contain. He's stretching, stretching, stretching. Well, let's see where he throws the football. Well, now he's behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by Riddle.
Now into Whitewater territory, first down. Riddle, that pass was tipped at the line. Fortunately for Linfield, it falls incomplete. Hop in again, the intended receiver. Looked like it was going to be headed his way, but a deflection at the line of scrimmage to make it second down.
Dangerous, dangerous throw by Riddle.
Good drive, though, here for Linfield. They've made it into Whitewater territory. They started back at their own 12. Winner plays in the Stag Bowl Friday night in Salem against Mount Union. Quarterback takes off. Riddle in the space across the 30. Spin move to the 25. Still up inside the 15. And down to the 11 goes Riddle. Gaining 31 and a first down.
And they're taking advantage of what Whitewater is doing. They're playing too deep. They're playing cover 2 defense, and when Riddle sees a lane, you see his running ability. He does not go down like usual quarterbacks. He spins out of a potential tackle, and he gets about 15 more yards. Now he's starting to settle in and do what he does best, which is throw the football as well as run it.
Of course, this is the possession we were talking about from Linfield, the long, sustained drive from one side of the field to the other, and it's happened here.
But they've had a really good mix of run and pass, and it's all been done by Riddle and his decision-making.
Play action rolling out. Riddle in trouble. Spins on away from the first man, but Baratchett finishes the sack.
And on that play, he had Poppin kind of sitting right there in the middle of the zone, but he didn't have time to get his feet set and try and deliver the ball to him. Great job by the Whitewater defense bringing pressure.
Even though Baratchett got the sack, looked a little winded. The Linfield offense has been on the field a large part of this third quarter. Getting to the Whitewater defense. 2nd and 16, they're on the counter. Spencer Payne juking and jiving. Not able to get anywhere though. Dishler with the tackle. Paul Foster there too, and it's 3rd down and long.
And Baratchett had an opportunity to make a play. You saw he was kind of fatigued, but because he made him bounce it outside, he had his teammates come up and make that tackle. And that's what you got to do. Sometimes you're going to get tired out there, Wayne, but you've got to be able to just put your body in position for trying to allow your teammates to get there and help you.
It's Cayman Conley warming up to kick. We've seen Michael Metter out there today, but that was Conley lining up. See if they need him on 4th down. It's 3rd and 16. And a timeout has been called by Linfield. First timeout used in this game. I don't think any were used in the first half. As Linfield trails here, but a chance to talk about what's going to happen on 3rd and 16 and forced a big play here for Linfield down 14-0 at one point, trying to come back and tie this game.
You see Coach Joe Smith in the box. He's talking to his coaching staff. This is a very big play. You want to try and get the first down or either the touchdown, but you also want to make sure you protect the football. You do not want to have a turnover here. You've got to get points. If you come out of here with a turnover or you put your kicker in a bad position to miss a field goal, you now take away all the confidence that's been built in this offense that has finally gotten that sustained drive that we talked about.
It'd be about a 35-yard field goal from where they are. They need to get to the 2-yard line, inside of the 2, in fact, to make it a 1st and goal.
What's interesting, do you call a play to try and get the touchdown or the first down, or do you call a play to put the ball in a better position for your kicker to make the kick? Because this is a very difficult first down to get. You pretty much have to get a touchdown to get a first down right here. Get the ball inside the 1 to get a first down. So when you look at, what you have in front of you, you have to say, okay, is this an opportunity for us to put the ball in a better position for our kicker? Do we play it safe, or do we throw something in the end zone and take the risk of having a turnover?
Seems like Michael Metter was fine. That was him warming up on the sideline. It's 3rd and 16. Linfield has not been able to convert in the red zone today, although they usually do. Riddle's going to run himself. Room for Riddle. Needs one more block on the sideline as he lunges for the pylon. And a touchdown. Sam Riddle takes it all the way on a 3rd and 16. And his 13th rushing touchdown of the season has Linfield a point away from tying this game.
And they spread him out, and this was a called play. You see Riddle, his running ability. He gets to the outside and stretches the ball across the pylon for the touchdown. Great play call, very safe play call. If they don't get the first down, they get positive yards, and they put their kicker in a better position to make a 3-point field goal. Now he's in a position to tie this ball game.
It's up to Michael Metter to even the score. Now 14-0. Linfield has come back in this 3rd quarter to make it a tie game. 14-14. Sam Riddle able to get it done with the legs. An 18-yard touchdown run on a 3rd and 16.
And Riddle came into this ball game leading the team in passing and rushing. And you see his running ability. This was a predetermined decision for him to run the football, a very safe play. And what he did was he made plays in the open field. He got to the outside. He followed his blocking. Great job by great job by Evan Peterson on that block, and better job by Riddle to stretch out and get the ball across the pylon to get the 6 for his ball club.
11 plays, 88 yards. It only took 3 minutes and 40 seconds. They stormed down the field.
Now you have to wonder what this does to the psyche of this Whitewater ball club. This is a ball club that had to come back last week. In the 4th quarter, they got 21 points. You know, how does this affect them?
Linfield trying to get back to the Stag Bowl for the first time since 2004. They were the last team other than Mount Union or Whitewater to win the D3 title. Mount Union awaits the winner Friday night in Salem. So Ricky Finko goes out of bounds at the 25. UW-Whitewater, which hasn't done a whole lot in the second half offensively, needs to start putting things together. Matt Barrett will lead the huddle and try to keep this 30-game win streak alive. It's the longest current winning streak in all of the NCAA, regardless of level. For Lance Leipold, trying to get back to the championship game in his final season at UW-Whitewater. He's accepted the head coaching job at Buffalo. He's taking a few assistants with him.
Well, they were very conservative on that last drive. They tried to use a little clock, but right now I think you've got to go back to your big play guy, which is Kumro. When you get him on man coverage on the outside, you got to throw it up and allow him to make plays for you.
Barrett in trouble here. Gets rid of it. It's out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Wasn't looking for Kumro there, not at first at least.
Well, I think what they're doing, they're shading that safety over, and they're playing games with Barrett. Sometimes he's shading over and coming over to play over the top. Sometimes he looks like he's going to do it, and then he goes and comes in for the blitz, or he fades to the other side of the field.
What does this setup tell you?
Well, right now, you've got man coverage on the outside. Let's see what the safety does. The safety's kind of walking up. You've got man on the outside right now with Kumar, but
they run it instead, and Jordan Ratliff goes straight up the gut for a 1st down.
But once again, what they're doing in their pre-snap reads, they're trying to confuse him. They don't want to allow Barron to know exactly what type of coverage they're playing. They've done a better job of that since the 1st quarter. I think in the 1st quarter, he had an idea of what they were doing. He knew when he had man coverage on the outside, and he took advantage of that matchup because of Kumaro's size. But now what they're doing, they've got that safety shaded over. Sometimes they'll walk him up, but then they'll drop him back at the snap of the football.
275 yards allowed by Linfield today, already more than their season average. They run it again on 1st down. Ratliff finds some space. Ratliff breaks through. Jordan Ratliff. A flag is down, but he goes to the 15-yard line into Linfield territory, although it looks like this one's going to come back.
Holding on the offense, number 11. 10 yards. Foul the foul. Still first down.
It's on the receiver, Justin Howard.
And that's the second time they've gotten Howard with a holding penalty. You want your receivers to block, but sometimes just get in the way. You know, that's got to hurt. That is a play that they needed, but Howard can't hold his head down. You've got to get back in there and make a play.
There it is right in the middle. It actually helped Ratliff break through.
Right at the point of attack.
Now first down and 20 after that holding penalty against Justin Howard. Lance Leipold's been eyeing the officials pretty much this entire second half. Play action, they swing it to the short side of the field as Solano makes the catch, tries to fight off the defender, goes down at the 31. Backup tight end's getting his number called.
And right now, Linfield is doing a very good job of disguising their defense. Sometimes when it looks like they're playing man coverage on the outside, they're playing a cover 2 zone where they've got that safety dropping deep and they've got the cornerback underneath. So if Barrett tries to get the intermediate route, you've got the safety able to come up and make a play on the football.
Barrett steps up, hits the running back Derek Moore. And Moore hits up to the 43, short of the first down, but they got a lot of it back. Gain of about 12 there. It'll be 3rd and 4.
That's a great job by Barrett, climbing up in the pocket, finding his receiver who's set down, or his running back who's set down in the middle of that zone, and putting him in 3rd and short.
It looks like that will be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Linfield 0-3 all time in the playoffs against UW-Whitewater. In each of those games, Whitewater had to come back to win. Maybe the Wildcats have figured it out. They need to be the ones to come back, and they've done that in this second half so far, down 14-0 at halftime. It's 14-14 as we head to the 4th quarter in this semifinal matchup from Whitewater. D3 semifinal enters the 4th quarter after a strong first half from Whitewater. Linfield scoring 14 in the 3rd quarter. Sam Riddle, a touchdown pass and a touchdown run. Mount Union has already won. They won convincingly today, 70-21 over Wesley. So they're already in the championship game. And they'll play the winner of this one on Friday night in Salem. Whitewater football to start this 4th quarter, 3rd and 4 from their own 43. And trying to screen against the blitz. They get it to Dennis Moore, but he's wrapped up, brought back. And not much there for Moore as Kyle Belcher dragged him backward, short of the first down. There's an injured Wildcat on the field, but it will be 4th down for UW-Whitewater.
That was a great job by Alex Hoff reading that screen and not allowing the back to get in the free area and make a play with the football.
Can't tell quite yet who that is down on the field for Linfield. Screenplay worked earlier for UW-Whitewater. Was a touchdown to Dennis Moore early in the game, but not so much there as the Linfield player is about to get helped up here. That's Mike Nardoni. NCAA Football Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual. Good one here in Whitewater, 14 apiece. As we are early on in this 4th quarter on a foggy night. These two teams trying to advance to Friday's Stag Bowl in Salem, Virginia. UW-Whitewater's been there 8 of the last 9 seasons. They're the defending champions. Well, Linfield's trying to get back for the first time since 2004. Punt from UW-Whitewater. As Bakar sends it to Jordan Giza, who's trying to return it. But he's wrapped up immediately, brought down at the 20-yard line. So now the Linfield offense, after a very successful third quarter, including an 11-play, 88-yard drive to tie this game, they get back on the field for the first time here in the fourth.
So will they stay aggressive or will they get conservative? And I think the thing that you have to look for right now if you're Whitewater is Sam Riddle and his running ability. That has been a constant in the second half. He's asserted himself. We talked about his dual threat ability early in the ball game. He didn't show it as much in the first half. The second half, he's shown that dual threat ability, and he's run the ball very well.
See what Riddle has done passing-wise between the two halves, but as you mentioned, it's been the running game for him in this second half. That's helped catapult the Linfield offense. Play action. Instead, they handed it off, and Payne's going to try to get away from the defense. He can't. Wrapped up along the sideline near the line of scrimmage. All Foster there for the tackle among a couple of others. Now second down and 10, Justin Dishler as well.
That was a great job by Bratchett at the point of attack being stopped.
Riddle with a quick strike. And a quick tackle behind it. Dylan Morang taking down Poppin at the 24-yard line, so it'll be third down and 7.
And Linfield's going with the hurry-up offense, and I don't think that's helping them right now.
Linfield 5 for 13 on third down tonight. Riddle rolling out. Hit as he throws, and it's intercepted. Zach Nellis with the interception for Whitewater.
And that play was made by Brady Grayfold on the other side of the field. Riddle wanted to go to the flat to his receiver. Grayfold set out there, and then he had to come back across the field trying to make a dangerous throw where all of the pursuit was coming because that's the side of the field he was running on. Bad decision by Riddle to throw that football. But it all started with Brady Grayfold on the other side of the field playing in the flat and not allowing him to go out to the short receiver that he initially wanted to go to.
Third turnover today from Linfield. Second interception for Riddle. Now a short field to work with. Dennis Moore shifting to his right. Now caught up in traffic. Game tackle at the 40, gets about a yard. Second down and 9 for UW-Whitewater after the turnover. A short field here. We saw them take advantage of an interception earlier in the first quarter, scoring their first touchdown. After a pick by Winsky. This time it's Nellis, the other safety, intercepting Sam Riddle and helping set up Whitewater. Dennis Moore nearing 1,000 yards for the season. He's had a good day today. Play action on second down. Barrett's tossing it deep, looking for Kumaro, and he can't make the catch. Right off the fingertips on the sideline, it's third down.
And they got what they wanted on the post corner route. They got Kumaro in the slot, which puts him on a safety. That's what you want. He just put the ball a little bit too much outside for him to be able to make a play on it.
Seemed like he was trying to keep his feet in bounds before he caught the ball. Whitewater 4 of 12 on third down, well below their season average. The defenses today have stepped up. Both these teams playing great defense and great offense all season. It's been all defense today. Whitewater needs 9 on third down. Time for Barrett. And nobody home there, looking for Howard. Incomplete. And UW-Whitewater Forest unable to take advantage of the interception.
And I would go for it right here. Honestly, why not? You're on their side of the field. I know it's the fourth quarter, but you're playing this ball game to win it. And I know it may be dangerous going forward on 4th and 9, but sometimes you got to take a couple of chances. You got to let your team know you're confident in them. And I don't know if the confidence is lacking right now for Whitewater. They just haven't been able to get anything going in the second half.
Punt from Bakar. Caught at the 15 by Giza. He's able to stumble forward to about the 23, an 8-yard return for Jordan Giza. Linfield gets the ball back. A tie game in the semifinals from Whitewater. Fourth quarter here in Whitewater. Semifinal action between Linfield and UW-Whitewater. It's even. Tale of two halves. Whitewater dominated the first half. Linfield here in the second. Sam Riddle on the keeper off the option to the 27. Gets a few yards there. Linfield's last trip to the championship game, 2004. They're the last team at the Division III level to win the national championship, with the exception of Mount Union and Whitewater. We've seen the quarterbacks, really both of them have struggled today. The difference between the two is that Riddle has carried the ball well in the second half.
His running ability now puts Whitewater in a position where they have to have a spy, so that's one less defender to drop back into pass coverage, because he can tuck the ball and run it on obvious passing downs.
A false start here against Linfield.
False start. And the offense, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Lance Leipold, just like Craig Bowl last year, leaving North Dakota State, but finishing the postseason, winning another title for the Bison, and Lance Leipold trying to do the same for UW-Whitewater, staying through the playoffs. Even though he's gone, he'll be the head coach at Buffalo as soon as Whitewater's season comes to an end. Could be coming soon.
Well, Coach Leipold has shown us that he's committed to this program before he moves on, and you have to appreciate that about him.
It's Riddle sliding to the 29. It'll be third down and about 4 from that point. Lance Leipold played at UW-Whitewater. He's a member of the Athletics Hall of Fame. He's a quarterback in the mid-80s. You see Sam Riddle in this second half, how he's carried the football. 75 yards rushing in this second half after 1 in the first half. Riddle to pass on third down and a completion for a first down to Charlie Poppin. Out of bounds at the 36-yard line. We asked Coach Leipold, if you were to make Sam Riddle one-dimensional, how do you want to see him go, passing or rushing? He said rushing. They don't want to see him pass the football effectively, but because he's run the ball so well, it's opened up some of the passing game. Throw it again. It's Douglas with the catch. Trying to escape, and Douglas to the 42. Gains about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
And if you're Whitewater, you got to start looking at this clock. The clock is ticking down. They seem to have a good drive going so far. It's 2nd and short. They're putting themselves in a position to be successful in Linfield.
Great second half for the Wildcats after falling behind 14-0. Dump it over the top to Spencer Payne. And Payne gets a first down into Whitewater territory. Out of bounds to the 44. Screening against the blitz, and it works.
And that was a big, big play, and a great job by Riddle, allowing the pressure to get up to him and getting the ball over the top of the defense to Payne and giving him the opportunity to get the first down. Football games are won and lost on 4 or 5 plays. And let's see who can make the 4 or 5 plays in this last 9 minutes and 40 plus seconds to win this ball game.
Riddle with time, gets hit as he throws, and it's knocked down. Nelson, the intended receiver. The defense was converging on the ball, which was a bit underthrown because of the pressure.
Dangerous, dangerous throw. You had 2 receivers, but 5 defenders in that area. And I think that's when Riddle gets into trouble, when he tries to throw the ball into areas where there are 2 to 3 more defenders than there are offensive players.
He's been intercepted twice in this game, including in the second half. Zach Nellis got a pick, but Whitewater couldn't take advantage of it offensively. Riddle to the middle. It's caught. Brian Balsiger made the catch. It's to the 39-yard line. Came about 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
You have to wonder if this is 2-down territory right here, because they're inside the 40, and you don't have a great kicker. One of those critical 4 or 5 plays right here.
They blitz on 3rd down. Riddle gets rid of it. It was tipped at the line. It's incomplete. Intended for Altringer. It's 4th down. Looked like Regan got his hand up to knock it down. And it looks like the punting unit's going to come out.
And I guess that's why I'm not a coach, because I'm going for it. I came here to win a ball game. This team has knocked me out the last 3 times. I'm in a pretty good rhythm offensively. My defense has shown an ability to shut them down. I would have went for it.
Trying to get field position, but the punt carries all the way into the end zone. So you really only gain, what, about 18 yards or so on that punt.
That's why you pick your spots and you go for it. You don't have to get 10 yards. All you needed was 4.5 yards to get the 1st down. You run a safe play, a short crossing route, an out route, a comeback route, something that can put you in a position to either get the interference call or get the 1st down. Because now you've given the ball back to their offense. If they can get a sustained drive and put points on the board, now you put your team in a position where they have to score.
See what Matt Barron did last week. 4 touchdown passes, and a lot of his damage came in the 4th quarter. Now this possession starts at the 20-yard line. Howard goes into motion.
You got Kumaro out here, single coverage.
Jordan Ratliff gets a couple of yards up the middle. You saw Barrett going into the huddle there. From your perspective as an offensive lineman, what do you want to see from your senior quarterback?
What I want to see is him audible out when he sees that he's got man coverage on the outside with Kumaro and try and take advantage of it. On that play, you saw the safety cheat in because they're expecting to run. When you see that as a senior quarterback, as a leader on that team, you need to be able to audible out of that and throw the ball hot to your receiver out there on the outside.
Jay Kumaro had a good start to this game. He's been quiet since. Just like the Whitewater offense, nothing in this 2nd half. 2nd down, Barrett looking Kumaro's way. Instead, nothing developed, and he flips it out of bounds.
On that play, they had safety coverage on the top. You've got, like I said, you've got to pick your spots. And when you've got all that coverage on that side of the field, you know you're going to get man coverage on the outside, on the other side of the field, or you're going to get a seam route. That's something that they have not went to this entire afternoon. Go to your tight end. You got your tight end on a seam route when you've got all that coverage on the outside.
Whitewater has not converted on their last 3 3rd down tries. They need 9 here. Senfinko in motion. And it looks like Lance Leipold wants a timeout. Not liking what he's seeing from his offense.
Well, I think when he saw him go in motion, Finko go in motion, nothing happened with the defense. So he saw zone coverage. When you're playing against a zone defense, you've got to find holes in the zone. And that means Justin Howard, Joe Worth, Finko, Hudson, Stordo, these guys have got to make themselves big. But one thing I think that they have not used this afternoon is the tight end, Derek Junikin. He's a big kid, 6'3", 285 pounds. He can set up inside some of these pockets in this zone and be hard to bring down. When you go 3 wides, 5 wides, 4 wides, the defense doesn't have to worry about the tight end. But if you're going to go these, when you're going to have protection and play against a defense like Linfield is playing right now, where they're playing safety coverage over the top, you've got to attack that seam. You've got to attack pockets in that zone, and they're not doing that right now.
Mount Union is already in the championship game, which will be Friday in Salem, Virginia, the Stag Bowl. Mount Union probably booked their tickets in July. Whitewater probably did too, but UW-Whitewater, who doesn't lose very much here at Perkins Stadium, just twice since 2008, both times in that 2012 season, the only time they haven't made it to the Stag Bowl in the last 9 years. They have the expectation that they win these types of games. Although it's been all Linfield in this second half. 3rd and 9. Barrett checks down. Ratliff trying for the first. And Ratliff cuts it back to get the first down. Up to the 33-yard line.
And Justin Howard made up for all those holding calls on that play. Great job allowing Ratliff to cut back off of his block and get enough yards for the first down. Watch on this play. Watch Justin Howard. He gets in the way of a couple of defenders, allowing Ratliff to cut back and get enough yards to get that first down. Great job by the wide receiver blocking on the outside.
So now a fresh set of downs for Whitewater. Ratliff comes off. Dennis Moore takes over at running back. Howard in motion to the wide side of the field. Barron looking that way off play action. Fires it down the middle. Too far for Kumaro and everyone else too. Giza was the closest to it. Good coverage by Linfield.
Gotta pick your spots. Gotta pick your spots. Right there was not a good spot.
Matt Barrett, the offensive player of the year in the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference this year. One of the most prolific passer in school history, most completions, most touchdowns. He's got a couple today. It's been a quiet second half for the Whitewater offense. Trying to get back to the Stag Bowl for a 9th time in 10 years. Dennis Moore almost cut through that first line of defense. He gets about 5 there, and it'll be 3rd down and 5. Whitewater converted on their last 3rd down, broke a string of 3 straight without a conversion. Three down linemen for Linfield, crowding the box though. Lots of time for Barrett. The catch by Kumaro. And a first down to the 47. That's the first catch in this second half for the senior Kumaro.
He found his big play receiver, and Kumaro did a good job of catching this ball with his hands. You see him use his body well. Almost a basketball move on that play. Got his hands up and caught the ball with his hands, secured it, and made sure he got the first down.
Big possession here for Whitewater as they've started to eat some time off the clock in this 4th quarter. How important is it for them to score on this possession?
Very important. You've got to get something out of this drive. You don't want to give the ball back to Linfield with 6 minutes left on the clock.
Ratliff crosses midfield, breaks a tackle, and gets himself to the 42 of Linfield. Another first down.
And one thing I'm noticing is the Linfield defense, a lot of guys have got their hands on their hips. Guys are walking around. Guys are a little fatigued right now. And you see it. The blocks are easy. They're coming off. The backs are running off of these tackles. They're not wrapping up. You see guys walking around. You don't see a lot of energy from this Linfield defense.
Back to Ratliff on a first down carry. And Ratliff following his blockers almost all the way to the other first down marker. To be just a little bit shy of it, but Ratliff just letting his blockers do the work there.
We did a great job on that play following Austin Jones through the hole. Austin Jones did a great job leading him. That's what you want your backs to do. Follow the big fella. He'll lead you to the promised land.
Second down and short here. There's all the big fellas on the line for Whitewater. Now Dennis Moore gets through for a first down. Moore following his blockers inside the 15. Breaks the tackle. Touchdown. "33 yards for Dennis Moore. And the lead once again for Whitewater.
And Great job by Austin Jones opening the hole initially, and better job by Jake Kumaro blocking on the outside, giving Moore the cutback ability. Watch here. You see him follow him through the hole. Great cleanup block by Austin Jones. You see Kumaro give him the opportunity to cut back across the field, and Moore breaks tackles and gets to the end zone.
Puts Dennis Moore above 1,000 yards for the season, but a block on the extra point attempt. And that could loom very large in a one-possession game.
Uh-oh. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more interesting.
9 plays, 80 yards. Dennis Moore with the touchdown. But the point after, no good. NCAA Football Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual. It's been a great game here in this semifinal. UW-Whitewater back in front 20-14 over Linfield. Dennis Moore, a 33-yard touchdown run. Matt Barron helping his team try to get back to the Stag Bowl for a 9th time in 10 seasons, although a missed extra point could be the difference in this one. If Linfield goes down and scores, they get the point after. Suddenly, instead of a tie game, they have the lead.
Well, one thing our old defensive coordinator, Mickey Andrews, used to say at Florida State, or excuse me, Coach Bowden used to say to Mickey Andrews at Florida State, is defense, if they don't score, we win the ball game. So that's what you've got to challenge your defense with coming back out on this drive. You got to stop them. You know, it's very likely going to be 4-down territory wherever they are on the field, because if they kick the ball back to Whitewater, it's unlikely they'll get it for another opportunity.
2 timeouts remain on both sides. From the 9-yard line comes Jordan Giza breaking a tackle. And Giza to the 27, decent return. As we take a look at how Whitewater recaptured the lead.
Well, watch the offensive lineman, Austin Jones. Clean up block, big fella, don't hurt him. And a great job by Moore. He changes direction, gets to the end zone. You love to see your lineman get recognized. And Austin Jones, great job on that lead block, pulling around and cleaning out the hole for your back to get through there.
Now Linfield on offense, they've been much better in this second half, and it's been the quarterback, Sam Riddle, that's opened up his ground attack.
If they're going to score on this drive, Riddle is going to have to use his feet and scramble and get positive yards.
76 in this second half on the ground for Riddle. He's been intercepted twice in this game. Deep shotgun here as they run it with Spencer Payne. Foster able to hit him. A decent gain there for Payne. Got about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And on that play, they kept the clock running. Payne did not get out of bounds, and that's something he has to be wary of as well.
UW-Whitewater trying to get back to the championship for the 9th time in 10 years. Mount Union is already waiting for them. Riddle keeps it on 2nd down, shakes through the defense, and a 1st down for Riddle. A spin move to the 43. Sam Riddle able to split the defenders there when it looked like he was about to get hit.
And Matt Sykes had an opportunity to make a big play, and he could not make it. You see right here, what Sykes on this play. He's got opportunity right here to make a play, but you see Riddle and his running ability. He breaks the tackle, gets the yards, and gets the 1st down. And Coach Joe Smith talked to us about this. He said last year they were in it at the end of the ball game, and they just didn't have enough plays to win that game. Do they have it in them this time?
Play action and a completion. Riddle to Altringer, 1st down and more. All the way to the 26 of Whitewater. The tight end Altringer coming through again.
And you see the play action game working because of Riddle's running ability. Now you've got safeties and linebackers looking in the backfield, in the seam, wide open. Altringer makes a great catch and gets down the field.
Altringer only had 5 catches during the regular season. He has more than doubled that in the playoffs. Now Linfield storming downfield in quick fashion. Riddle keeps it on the option, trying to cut it back, but down he goes. Bratchett got to him first. Matt Sykes there as well. 2nd and long.
And now we're getting into endangering territory for both ball clubs. If you're Linfield, you want to make sure you get a score. You got to get a touchdown. If you're Whitewater, if they're going to score, you want to make sure you have time to try and get another score on the board. So it's very dangerous. I think this right here is going to determine the outcome of this ball game, this drive.
2 timeouts left on both sides. Riddle looking to pass, fires down the sideline. Payne trying to juggle it, and it's incomplete. It looked like on the second effort, Spencer Payne had a chance to haul it in.
And Paul Foster did a good job of getting his hand up. He never turned around to locate the football. Payne on the wheel route. You see right here, Foster gets his hands up and makes it a difficult catch for Payne, although he did a great job trying to catch it on the bounce off.
Right in his hands on what would have been a touchdown. Linfield tonight 6 for 16 on 3rd down. And they are certainly in 4-down territory.
And this is the biggest play of the ball game right here.
They roll Riddle out. Swings it back to Altringer. Room to run. Altringer shaking to the 20. He doesn't get them all. Didn't need them all. He gained 7. It'll be 4th and 3.
And Bratchett was right there. He just didn't have enough speed to get to him, to get him down. And right here, this is probably for Whitewater to go to the championship. This play right here.
They've been there 9 times out of 10 if they can stop this one. Linfield on 4th down, 8 for 14 this year. A trip to Salem on the line. Riddle in trouble. He lost the football.
John Flood was probably the play of the ball game. He got to Riddle, not only brought him down, but he made him fumble the football. This is what you want from your defense in a must-make-a-play scenario. John Flood made the play.
A sophomore, John Flood, had 2 sacks in the game against Linfield last year.
And I tell you what, Linfield-Whitewater, it wouldn't be a ball game if it wasn't like this. And you hate that for Riddle because he's played a very good game in the second half. But at the same time, great play by Flood and this Whitewater defense when they had to have a play.
Linfield still has 2 timeouts. They'll need to use them here. Can still get the ball back. They've got to stop Whitewater from getting a 1st down. Ratliff gets 2 yards there.
And going back and looking at the fumble, watch Flood right here. He gets past the back. Terrible job by the back trying to block him. Payne has to do a good job of hitting the defender, and Flood did a great job of not only getting Riddle down, but knocking the ball out of his hands. And that's what happens when you have a back that's not used to blocking. You've got 6'3", 255-pound Flood going against a 5'8", 210-pound back. You can't expect the back to hold those guys off, but you have to do a better job if you're Spencer Payne of putting a body on a body and slowing him down a little bit. He didn't even slow him down, and that allowed Flood to make a play on the football.
Now UW-Whitewater in position for their 9th Stag Bowl appearance in 10 years to play Mount Union once again, as they have in all of the previous Stag Bowl matchups. Mount Union's already won. They beat Wesley today 70-21. And you look at the last 10 D3 champs, it is either Whitewater or it's Mount Union, dating back to 2004 when it was Linfield, and these are the last 3 teams remaining.
Well, if you're Whitewater, all you want to do right now is get a 1st down. You get a 1st down, ball game.
Linfield knows the run is coming, trying to stop Ratliff. He sheds a tackle. He bounces off another. A 1st down for Ratliff. Still carrying the pile all the way to midfield. The incredible effort from Ratliff pretty much seals the win for Whitewater.
And I think Ratliff heard what I was saying, because he decided he was going to take it upon himself to get the 1st down. And then after he got the 1st down, give me 10 more to add on to that and make it more dramatic.
Linfield calls their final timeout. Watch Jordan Ratliff get through the defense.
Right here, he breaks a tackle, gets north and south, runs over a would-be tackler, stays on his feet, keeps his feet churning. The offensive linemen get involved, and let's keep going, fellas. Let's push it down to the midfield.
That's beast mode.
Yes, sir. You gotta love it. If you're an offensive lineman, this is what you love about football games. At the end of the game, when you got to have it, guys, you put it on your backs, and you tell your back, follow me to the promised land. But Ratliff decided, no, guys, you come and jump on my back, and I'm gonna carry you to the promised land.
5'10", 212-pound junior out of Milwaukee. UW-Whitewater trying to win their 6th Division III championship. Long way to go before they touch Mountain Union's 11, but those two teams, most successful ever in D3, and they've done it all in the last decade. The emotion on the sideline from Linfield, not just for this loss, for the loss of a teammate this year.
There's a lot going on that side of the field. These young men put it all out on the field, and you want to send a congratulatory out to the Linfield Ball Club. They traveled across the country to play in a ball game, and it hurts, you know, just as bad to lose to the team that ended your season the previous year in a ball game that was very closely contested. It was a tale of two halves, and you got to give kudos to this Linfield Ball Club because they didn't just fold their 10 at halftime.
Sam Riddle, just a sophomore, his first year as the starter of this squad, first year as the quarterback, the starting quarterback. They wanted to get this done today. They thought they had a good team, good enough to knock off this Whitewater squad once and for all and make it to the championship. Sam Riddle with that 4th down fumble, unable to finish what could have been a great comeback in the second half.
You saw Kennedy Johnson go over and console him, and that's good that his teammates should let him know, you know, this is a team effort. You didn't lose the ball game. We lost it as a team, and they could have won this game. We talked about 4 or 5 plays, and it just so happened that Whitewater was able to make those 4 or 5 plays once again to close this ball game out, specifically that last run by Ratliff.
One more kneel down will seal it up. UW-Whitewater is headed back to Salem. For the 9th time in 10 years, the Stag Bowl will be Mount Union against UW-Whitewater. Will be Friday night in Salem, Virginia.
You're talking about a ball club that's won 31 straight ball games now. One thing that they know how to do is win ball games. They've won them by blowing teams out. They've won them by playing close ball games. They've won them with their offense and with their defense. Now, can they go in and play and beat a Mountain Union team that just beat up on Wesley this afternoon?
They did last year. Whitewater a 52-14 win over Mountain Union in last year's Stag Bowl. They'll meet again Friday night for the 9th time in 10 years to decide the D3 title. For Forrest Connolly and our entire crew, I'm Wayne Randazzo. We say so long from Perkins Stadium in Whitewater, Wisconsin. The final score, Wisconsin-Whitewater 20, Linfield College 14. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. We thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of ESPN.